So one of the first videos I wanted to start out with the starting point for me, which was basically university, and I'm sure that's the case for many other people, which is why it's a popular topic to talk about. Um, so university is great, and I think it's a stepping stone in a lot of people's careers, and it kind of is that natural starting point for a lot of people. And there's also an expectation that comes with university that you're going to get a good job. You could do any subject, whether like history to kind of becoming a doctor. There's the expectation that once you graduate university, you're going to be in a position to go into your dream career, get a really high paying, super successful job. And that's as we know, that's not always the case. So the first point I wanted to speak about with universities is job searching and getting that first job. I'm speaking here from personal experience, so obviously it varies a lot. People may find that they come straight out of university and they do land that dream job, but for many it kind of is a bit more of a process to it, and there's a lot of rejection to deal with. So when I left university, I got straight on the computer and was basically applying for all and any job going. Didn't matter whether it was sales or marketing or PR or it didn't matter if it even required a degree to do it. I was just basically applying for all the jobs, and I think that was born out of a pressure from family and peers who were constantly kind of saying, when are you going to get a job? What are you doing to find a job? And I think that's natural. Obviously people are going to expect that like you do get into a position relatively quickly and at least demonstrate that you are looking quite hard for a job and doing everything you can to secure one. Obviously, especially in the UK, I think it's about £9,000 a semester. You're investing quite a lot of money for this degree, so you want to see the fruits of your labour and actually land a job at the end of it. So so I went. So I left university and yeah, I got straight on the computer. I was applying for all jobs, and to be honest, one thing that I want people to take away from this video is that if you don't get a dream job in the first month, it's not like the end of the world. Many people don't get jobs, and actually rushing into a job is probably one of the worst things that you can do. I wouldn't recommend kind of just diving in head first and literally applying for anything and everything. I think it's good to get some experience, but you still want to be applying for jobs that are relevant to what you want to do. For me, I actually applied for loads of like low-paying sales jobs that were not ideal, to be honest. I mean, people who do the jobs fine, but like I've got a degree, I've invested all this money, and then I was applying for jobs that didn't require a degree and didn't even have a salary. It was all commission based. And if that's what you want to do, fine, but you don't need to go to university to do that. So I think what I would advise is setting out your goals after university and thinking about, really thinking hard about what you want to do. For me, I didn't know what I wanted to do. My degree was in history, and I've ended up working as a press officer for a large automotive company in the UK, which is great, but I didn't know I wanted to do that. So I think one of the other things I would say is be open-minded when you are applying for your jobs. Make sure that, it's good to have a focus, but don't feel like you're set in one specific path. If an opportunity comes up that has a good wage and there's good potential there, it's definitely worth looking into. So I think you should probably consider your options when you're kind of out there and looking for jobs. Like I said, it's good to have a focus, but don't feel like you are stuck and you can only do that one thing. And one of the other big things when you're looking for a job is obviously, let's say you apply for a job you really like, you get to the interview, you think it goes well, and then you get rejected. Now, obviously, handling rejection is one of the things that kind of, I would say, is one of the most important things in your initial first job searching stage. Because if you take that as a negative and you just stop and you get disheartened and you let it get to you, then I think it will negatively impact your career, because you're not going to continue to apply for those jobs that you want to apply to. So don't take it as a negative thing. Just remember that there's literally millions of people applying for like jobs, especially now given COVID. You know, it's not a personal thing. It's just that either someone was quicker to apply and got further through, like got through the stages quicker than you did, or there was a candidate that was, you know, slightly more experienced. That is going to happen. So I think don't be disheartened by being rejected. It's a natural part of the process, and actually take it as a challenge. It was I found it to be one of the things that you know, spurred me on the most. The fact that people would say to me, like, "Oh no, you're not good enough," it was like a real challenge. It was like, well, I'll show you I am good enough, and I kept applying more and more and more. And like I said, it was just one of the things that really drove me to keep applying, because it's like being told, no, you can't have this. It only makes you want to do it more and actually have that thing. So yeah, that I would say treat it as a positive thing and treat it as a challenge and try and overcome that. And that would probably be one of the biggest takeaways from this video, that rejection is not a bad thing. It is just part of the process. So I'd be really interested to hear how you guys are getting on if you have just left university and are looking for jobs. Obviously with the current situation and COVID, I imagine that's you know, added another level of difficulty. So yeah, comment down below if you are finding it difficult, and we can have a discussion and talk about, you know, some of the things that maybe you could do to kind of elevate your game. And I can share in future videos, share some of my sort of like tips for interviews and preparing for an interview. So if that's something that would interest you, again, just drop a like on this video and maybe comment below. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next video.